Welcome back to JB Reviews. Today we are going to do a video on this B&W trailer hitch. Now I was going to buy one of these back in November, and unfortunately it was almost 500 bucks, $498 to be exact. And I was like, yeah, I'm not paying that much money for a hitch. So I waited till the first of the year because it's new tax season and my business, I need some write-off, so I figured I'll just wait. And I'm so glad I did because it was on sale for $369. Unfortunately, that was back in January. I think January 4th is when I actually ordered this. So it was $369. It's back up to $399. So I still think it's a good time to go buy one because it's still cheaper than what it was about 2 months ago. But let's go ahead and open it up. I pretty much already cut it open here. But this is basically for a GM truck with the Multi-Flex, MultiPro tailgate, whatever you call it. And I think B&W makes some of the best hitches. This thing does have a two-stage coating, so it has a E-coat and is powder coated inside of here too, on the outside as you can see. 3 balls, so you're gonna have a 1 7/8, you're gonna have a 2 5/16, and then you're gonna have a 2-inch right down here. And overall, great design. And this is why you buy this hitch right here. See how it tapers like this? This is why you buy this. So this MultiPro tailgate does have a piece right here. Let me show you how it looks right now. So this piece pops down and it pretty much blocks the hitch. So you're going to need a specific hitch like this in order to not damage this tailgate. Now, one thing I've learned is this part of the tailgate does go down really slow. So the way that GM engineered it, it actually drops really, really slow. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Alrighty, so do you see how slow this tailgate goes down? It's still actually going down. But the reason why it goes down that slow is because I think GM engineered this tailgate to kind of have like a fail-safe there, because I almost dropped this down on my old Anderson hitch, and if I were to put it in there right now, which I'm going to demonstrate, it would literally make contact. So here's the Anderson. This is a decent hitch. I don't have any specs on it because I bought this so long ago, but you can see it just has like an E-coating, and over time it does rust. I want to say after about 3 months of not even using it in the winter time, it started to show signs of rust. It only has the 2 balls here, so 2-inch and 2 5/16. And I do like that it has 2 holes to position it inside of the receiver. The B&W doesn't have it, but I think it is available on other hitches that they have available. But let's go ahead and put it into the receiver. And let's see what happens. Hopefully I don't damage my truck. So here we go. So if this were to drop down, you can see right there, hopefully you guys saw that, it does make contact right there. Now, the way I had this hitch was like this. Alright, so in this position here, let's put the tailgate down again, and let's see what happens. So you can see, it does make contact with the plastic part here, okay? And of course, as I said earlier, if you were to put this step up and step down on this hitch, it will damage this part of the tailgate, potentially even putting a dent in it too. And one thing worth noting is someone could easily steal this piece off of this shank here if they wanted to. You can't steal it on the back of it, which I don't like, so I just leave it on here because obviously this stuff gets dirty and you don't want it inside the interior of your car. So with that being said, that's why we bought the B&W, because this bad boy has multi uses, very versatile. It is heavy. I will say that this is probably Probably about 10 pounds heavier than the Anderson. This weighs about 32 pounds. But it has a great appearance. And we're going to pretty much install it and see how it works. Now, as I mentioned, you don't have two points here to put this on. I do like that about this Anderson. Although, like I said, I never really used the one to make it stick further out, but it's just good to have more options, right? So all you have to do is just slide it in there. And I always recommend, if you're gonna have a expensive hitch like this, it may make more sense to have a locking pin. I'm gonna have to go buy one because this right here is eye candy, and you don't want someone to walk away with a $500 hitch. But I do like the overall appearance of it. It definitely has a nice appeal, and I think having that powder coating will make it last a lot longer. So one thing you probably don't know is this does have a 7-inch drop and a 7-inch raise, and it does raise in 1-inch increments, as you can see. And one thing else I like about this hitch is, I'll show it to you really quickly. If you pull these pins here, it's gonna drop down really aggressively. Hold on. I might need to catch it. Hold on. See that? This is basically a one-piece assembly. And so one thing I like about this is I'm pretty bad at misplacing things. So I don't have to worry about, having to take one of these pieces apart, leaving it somewhere and forgetting about it. So this always stays connected to the shank, and I like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it in its highest setting here, and we're going to see if it's going to hit the tailgate. I'm going to put it in its highest setting. Now I'm not going to ever use it this way because my trailer will ride way too high if I do this. But I just want to show you guys for testing purposes. Alright, so there it is. We'll just put one pin in for now. So let's go ahead and drop the tailgate to see if it'll make contact. So there it is. So even in its highest setting here, you can see it is touching, and even if you use a step, you don't have to worry about this potentially damaging the tailgate. So I do like this one so much better. And as I mentioned, I'm not going to be riding with the hitch this high because my trailer would be riding way too high at this point here. This does have a 18,000 pound gross trailer weight rating, and they typically say about 10% of that weight is going to be transferred to the hitch. So was that 1,800 pounds? My truck is rated for, let's see, for conventional 20,000 pounds, and then 2,000 pound conventional hitch weight. So that is a negative. I think that because they were designing this for this truck, they should have had a 3/4 ton and maybe a 1 ton. Although I think the 3/4 ton tows about the same on the single rear wheel setup here. So they should have just given it more capacity for guys who may need as much as possible, especially for the hitch weight, because some trailers do put more tongue weight on the truck, or hitch weight, whatever you want to call it, versus others. Something I like about this B&W hitch is I like the information that they give you. They give you like this booklet here, and they give you some questions that you probably didn't really consider to ask yourself. So does your hitch have the proper drop? Very important stuff here too. Be sure to pause if you want to see more. And then just a few other things here. Shows you how to use it. And actually I didn't notice that, but you can flip it, the opposite way too if you need to. Now if you do this, it will make contact, obviously, right? so just keep that in mind. And anti-theft design. That is something I do like about this too. When the tow and stow hitch is installed in most receiver hitches, the adjustable arm of the hitch cannot be removed. So by locking the hitch to the receiver, the whole hitch is secure. So as I said, someone can't just steal this piece off of the shank here. And then my favorite thing about this is they go over the weights for you too here. Okay? And they also make sure that you understand not to exceed the capacities of your truck. It shows you all the information here. And so that's something I like about this hitch is they do prepare you for some of the information that you probably don't know to even look up or even ask. So good on them for putting that here. And like I said, I am definitely looking forward to using this. I am going to go get my black trailer soon. So that's why I bought this, because I wanted to see if this tailgate will clear my my electric jack, basically. Because I think with this tailgate, how it's designed, it possibly might clear it. So really looking forward to that. So be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. And that's pretty much all I want to go over, guys. Like, this is a great hitch, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to put it back in the stowed position. And actually, you know what, before we do that, what I'll do is show you guys how to, you know, change the position of the balls here. So if you pull this pin here, it just kind of swivels around. You can do it whichever way you want, clockwise, counterclockwise. Really great design. And as I said, you can't even steal this off if you wanted to. So love that they did that. Mine's going to always be in this position though. So I'm going to be using this 2 5/16, so 18,000 pounds, 3,500 pounds. That's a 1 7/8. And max is 7,500 pounds for the 2-inch ball. But yeah, let's go ahead and put it in the stow position. And that will effectively end this video. Alright, let's go ahead and take this pin out. And then what we're going to do is just going to flip it the opposite way. Now, you can't put it all the way up because it'll make contact with the receiver. And that's okay, it's not a big deal if it does. So I only can go up to the third position here. So there's 2 more positions I can go up. And so that's fine for now. And all you're doing is you're just stowing it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It shouldn't make contact at all. There might be some inclines that it could, so you have to be careful with that. And yeah, just putting the pins in, everything's just pretty well thought out. And there it is. It's all stowed away. And it's ready to tow a trailer now. If you would like to buy this hitch off of Amazon, I will put it in the description below because I do get a small commission if you do buy it from me. So be sure, if you're on the market, be sure to check it before you purchase. And like I said, this is a perfect time to buy it because it is on sale. See you guys in the next video.